Yo guys, what is up? This is Wasabi Mouth's first podcast. What's going on out there? We'll be going over some video game stuff, obviously. We'll be covering what's gone over with E3 and pretty much, what we'll be personally playing and a bunch of other random stuff, of course. So, I'm Carter.
I'm Timothy.
I'm Doug.
And we're pretty much the team of Wasabi Mouth. So, pretty much to get things going, E3 was actually really cool, honestly.
You really would be the only one to know in this room.
Oh yeah, I'm the only one to know.
I watched all of Nintendo.
I watched the entire Death Stranding trailer.
He watched the trailer, so that's why we got him here. I
got
see it.
3 trailers under my belt. After that, I'm out.
Between the three of us, we've got 75% of E3 covered.
75, but seriously though, Sony really killed it. Like, I feel like they not only knocked down Xbox, but kicked them while they were down.
So true.
Like, just having Kojima just have his own...
having him show back up.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Like, he had his own appearance in there. It was actually really cool and a little bit funny because he was like walking down from the staircase thing, and of course it's
he made
like
such a spectacle out of it.
Yeah, he made a huge spectacle, and like it had these like little like glowing steps like appearing before him, but I guess he got like so like as if he was walking down from heaven or something. But like he was walking a little bit faster than the steps, and I guess he was like getting a little giddy or something. But
he's a bit theatrical. We'll give him that.
Oh yeah, but
oops.
Usually his projects take a lot more time than usual, but we don't usually complain about it.
Oh yeah, but his Death Stranding game, they played the trailer for it, but I had absolutely no idea what it's really about. I heard it was like a survival game, but
I think what they're trying to do is, especially since Norman Reedus is back with Kojima and everything. And I don't know if what was it? Not Benicio del Toro. It's the other guy. God, he did Hellboy and Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah. The other guy.
I cannot remember his name. I'm usually really good at this too. Oh my god.
Just for people who don't know, like myself, Kojima's a dude, right? But is it also a company?
Oh, you don't know about Kojima?
Like, I have no idea.
Okay, well...
I don't know how he identifies. I'm guessing it's probably pretty complicated.
Does he own his own company, or is he part of Sony?
Okay, so for you and pretty much anyone who's listening who doesn't know, Kojima is extremely well known for his Castlevania series that he was a huge part of.
No, I should know that. I played those.
And Metal Gear Solid. He was originally with Konami for like the longest time, but then they had their whole spat,
Well, I think it came down... Wasn't it over PT? Like, I thought there was a big problem with... By the way, I looked it up. It's Guillermo del Toro, not Benicio del Toro that I was thinking of. But he was the one who was supposed to be directing PT, I think. And then Norman Reedus was actually going to play the main character. And Kojima obviously had done the story behind it. So I think what it was is there was a fallout behind that. And they canceled PT and everything. I think that was after he left the company, but it's... how are you going to make a survival horror game if the guy who's known for this just left? But my guess is he's trying to recapitalize on that, which makes a lot of sense considering that when you have someone like Norman Reedus who, his popularity from Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And everyone was so excited about PT, and it's like, now it's gone. I got my PS4... later on, and I can't download PT, and that still annoys me to this day because I see a little icon on there under my library. I'm like, just please work once. That's all I ask. I just want to play this again. So I'm kind of hoping with Death Stranding that maybe he's not going to be forced into. I think it was like they were doing a Silent Hill type of thing.
Yeah. And
it's now he's just going to be able to do. He's going to be able to weird out to his own tune, and I think that'll be good.
So are we talking like typical zombie island thing, or...
Okay, well, from the trailer, he wakes up on a beach and he's naked. There's a little baby attached to him, from some tube.
Some robot thing.
He picks up the baby disappears, and then there's all this dead fish and stuff. And he's just looking out over the ocean, and there's 5 figures. And they start to come, towards the screen, and then they just disappear.
From what I actually
heard... That's the whole trailer.
What I actually
Spoiler alert. Sorry. Although, with Kojima, you can't really spoil the storyline because you're not going to know it until after 9 hours of cutscenes. And even then, you're still not going to know what's going on. You're going to be like, wait, so he's a clone of himself, and that's why he's dying because of Fox died. For anybody who doesn't know, that was Metal Gear Solid 4 jokes.
But what I actually heard about that trailer, a little theory behind it too. Those 5 pillars on there and his 5 dog tags. Apparently that was from his Kojima's previous 5 games that he had done or something like.
Oh shit!
From what I heard,
previous 5 Metal Gears.
Either 5 Metal Gears or just 5 games in general. But I actually thought it was pretty cool.
Just took his own time a little bit.
Yeah, but as I was saying, with explaining who Kojima is, obviously, guy worked with Konami, and from what I heard, what happened, just what I heard, is that there was actually a power struggle with, like this upper management thing going on or whatever, and I guess whoever managed to claw their way up there by hanging out with middle management longer than they should. But anyway, that guy, I'm pretty sure whoever was on top just didn't get along with Kojima or whatever, and they just weren't willing to work with his, freedom for creativeness. So naturally, him and his entire developing team got fired.
It sounds like the old story of money disagreeing with talent.
Pretty much.
And it's just we understand that you're talented and you can do these things, but from a money standpoint, we do have a schedule that we need to push for. We have a target market. We have a target that we're trying to hit, and it's like you're just keep drawing out, and it's like
and he's like, the game's not going to be done. We need more money.
Yeah, it's just, and I can understand from an executive standpoint that could get really annoying, but oh my god, it's Kojima. It's like, just leave him alone.
It's not going to be a failure.
Throw in money every so often, and it's like, he is hit and miss, but his misses are still great. They're still fun to watch or play and interact with, but his hits are so over the top that it's like, when you're talking about the original Metal Gear Solid, it's like that guy kind of reinvented that whole concept with the original PlayStation. I remember it being pegged as one of the first ones that used the vibration in the controller. Because remember in the first game when the guy starts having the heart attack in the jail cell, the controller would just go out and go to town.
It's like Nintendo. Even if their games are bad, people still buy them. It's that whole Nintendo craze.
It just
basically it's like, what sport do we want to sell Mario playing today? Because we're going to shift about 500,000 copies, so it's fine. Soccer, tennis, whatever, we're going to be okay. It's like Kojima. It's like whatever he's going to come out with. It might be zombies. It might be a giant robot. Who knows? But it's going to make us money.
Super Mario Croquet.
Yeah.
But I just looked it up, and because I remembered another thing with that whole Konami struggle, is that they wanted to focus on pachinko machines instead of video games. You know pachinko machines, right?
That sounds so familiar.
It's actually a little Japanese machine thing. I would say equivalent to a gumball machine, but it's Japan's way of gambling or whatever.
Yeah.
You buy this, you pay a certain amount of money for this silver ball or whatever, and you put it on top of the machine, and of course it goes down, and you create a little pathway through panels as it goes down, and you get it to drop in any hole that you want towards the bottom, and depending on which one you land it in, it's going to give you a certain prize. Either it's going to give you back a lot, or it's not going to give you a whole lot.
It's really cool.
Yeah. I've just heard about it the
I've
other
seen
day.
videos of people playing it, and it looks really addicting.
So, yeah.
Kudos to them, because they're making the transition from video games to gambling, which has a way better profit margin when you're allowed to take the money and not really give them anything half the time. That's not bad, but...
And, it speaks true to when you say money over talent.
Right?
Let's see how many people will just put coins in our machines.
Yeah.
People are stupid.
Well, but look at it. It's like, okay, you can have one Game of Thrones that takes so many millions of dollars per episode to make, and you can, love it or hate it. I don't really have an opinion on it, but, there's such a production value to it. But then you look at the reality shows where someone got $10,000 to throw this together, and it shows. But then again, thousands of reality shows, one Game of Thrones. You pick your poison.
Oh yeah, definitely. But, so, moving on from the whole Kojima thing and those, gumball machines, apparently. That's actually a really good idea. It's...
Kojima and Gumball Machines is going to be the name of my next band.
I kind of want one in my room, and then wrap a Kojima poster over it, just his face.
God, how great would it be if they own the likeness to his face and it's like each one is like him personally like that? That would piss him off so much. I would just love to see the reaction to that, what that kind of guy would come up with. I just still remember that whole like Psycho Mantis thing from the first one.
Oh yeah.
It's like plug it into the other thing. It's like that dude would have the best pranks and revenge to something like that.
That when I first played through that, literally confused the fuck out of me. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. He's reading my mind. Like, it creeped me out. I eventually figured it out, but
why did he know that I played Crash Bandicoot?
Oh my god. Because everybody played Crash Bandicoot.
Right. Oh man, I guess speaking of Crash Bandicoot, they did release that on E3, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they revealed it too. The host that was doing the public speaking thing for Sony on their conference, as he was like walking out, his shadow was actually the shadow of Crash Bandicoot.
Oh wow!
And it was in the whole beach setting too, which actually looked really cool. I wish it was there. But as he walked on stage, he said they were bringing back an old friend or something close to that. And then next thing you know, it busted out the Crash Bandicoot trailer. And then, of course, remastering his first few games and then doing a whole new one all on PS4, which I think is really cool because my very first owned console was actually a PlayStation 1. And Crash Bandicoot and Spyro were both my first two games.
God, I could never get through the first level of Spyro because I was too young to know what the hell was going on.
I didn't even know what was going on. I'm pretty sure I never even got through the introduction of the game, but I loved it. I was a dragon.
I'm flying. Not great, but I'm flying.
I remember there's this like circle at the very beginning of the game, and there's supposed to be some sort of tutorial boss. I just remember flying around, not knowing what to do, and playing that over and over again.
Oh man.
Well, I mean, some of those tutorial levels. I mean, I know we're just getting off on like tangent after tangent. I think we have an actual bulletin we're supposed to be filling, but whatever. Some of those little things, like I don't know what kind of game Silent Hills would have been, but I know I had so much fun playing PT. But it's like some of those times it's like, just kind of screwing around in the menu is more fun than the actual game turned out to be. I mean, the one that I really remember from that was when you pre-ordered The Last Hitman. And you got the sniper challenge, and I just kept going through it and going through it and going through it down to like, I gotta do this to this to this to this. I must have played that thing 2,000-3,000 times, because it allowed me to play it for like 2 minutes and I was over and it was done with.
Oh man!
And it was great, because it's sort of like that first level of Mario. You know it. You could probably do it with your eyes closed,
like
but
speed run.
It's still fun to see it in every single Mario game that shows up. Not that we have a choice in it.
No, not really. Really.
But I thought it was kind of neat that they did Crash Bandicoot, where, getting back to the point, the Crash Bandicoot, and I think it was especially smart of them, because I don't know if they had an idea to remaster it before Uncharted 4 came out, but they have to know that the response to Uncharted 4, that they had to remaster it and they were going to make some money.
Dude, Uncharted 4... Oh my god. Such a good game.
Like when it's like, oh, I'm going to play a game inside of a game, and it's like, oh yeah, whatever. And then you're like, I'm playing Crash Bandicoot. I'm playing Naughty Dog. The game that the people who made Uncharted 4, I'm playing one of their first PlayStation games.
It's so good. And then you have that cute scene with him and his wife. And it's just so great. Oh.
That's smart move, honestly, for Naughty Dog.
I mean, I'm
such a good game.
I'm curious if they actually just threw that in there, like, let's just see what the response is.
Probably.
I mean, that seems like kind of a good way to test it out, because it's like you have the controls, or maybe they threw it in because they've been working on it. Who knows? I don't know.
For those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's a scene in Uncharted 4 where Nathan and his wife, what's his wife's name?
Elena?
Yeah. Yes. So Nathan and Elena are fighting over who's going to do the dishes. And Nathan's like, oh, well, you cooked dinner, so I'm going to do the dishes. And then she says, no, you have to go back to your work. And then he says, well, how about I beat you in your high score on Crash Bandicoot? And then you are put into this mini game, and then you just start playing Crash Bandicoot inside Uncharted 4.
Wait, you do that?
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot in the game?
You play it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What?
And
Dude,
then
I'm so
it's
good at the game
fixed.
just for that.
It's fixed for you to lose. So
No, it's not.
Elena wins.
not?
Wait.
No, it's not.
Oh, I tried it twice and I lost both times.
No. I think there's if you do a flawless run on your first try, you can beat her high score.
Oh.
Because there's a trophy associated with it, I believe.
Oh, boy. Well, just kidding.
But it's like, you have to get the extra life, you have to get all the apples, you have to not fall into any of the pits.
Yeah, that's not going to happen for me.
And what's really great is I remember, like, playing that game when I was younger, and I hated that level. Because I'm like, I'm used to running away from myself, and like, but now it's, I don't know what's coming, and I'm running towards myself because there's a
that's
boulder.
just a dick move.
I mean, like, I remember that thing just, like, annoying me when I was younger. I'm like, I hate you so much. And I saw it come back, and I'm like, I hate you somewhat less now. And then, of course, that's, like, the bread and butter of every single Uncharted game is something's chasing you and you're running towards the camera. I remember, I mean, that was really the theme in Uncharted 4.
But yeah, getting back to the point, I wonder if they did mean to, like, I wonder if they were having Crash, like, in development before they made Uncharted 4.
Maybe
or
it
if
was
they
like
just,
a subliminal message.
yeah, or if they just put that in on accident, and then they were like, you know what we should do? We should remaster it.
Guys, it's on this game. This game is massively popular. Let's do it. You know?
Yeah,
I mean,
I wonder if it was on purpose or not.
I would like to think that it was on purpose, like, hey, let's start some kind of, let's start adapting the PS4 to be able to the control scheme of Crash Bandicoot, and let's see how this goes, and let's get the minimal amount of work done, but let's get a base started.
That's true.
Throw this into Uncharted 4, which we know people are going to buy, and then people will see Crash Bandicoot, which we haven't done anything for in a really long time since, well, I mean, they did the re-release of, like, Crash Team Racing and stuff like that for the PS3.
No.
And, yeah, I remember all those coming out, but it makes sense that it's like, oh, let's do this, and maybe, I know they want to go do other things, because Uncharted 4, I think, is supposed to be their last one of that series, of the Nathan Drake series. Is it supposed to tie that one up?
There's going to be more in the series, but not with Nathan.
They've got a lot of stuff they could do.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of stuff they could do. They could do stuff with Sullivan. They could do stuff. Have you beaten the game?
Not yet.
Okay, then I'm not going to say anything because neither one of you have beaten it. And I'm
I
not
haven't
gonna spoil
even
it for
started
anybody.
it.
But let's just say there's a part at the end that really opens up for a sequel in kind of an interesting way.
I'm hoping for Nathan's son. Like, that's what I want.
Like a spinoff with his son, or like his
No. Like
game?
the son continues
The journey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what that hand signal means?
Was it the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what it means.
Hand signs were made, by
Hand
the way.
signs.
Yeah.
No spoilers at home.
Thank God there's not a video on here.
Oh my God, it's gonna be Laura Croft. Spoilers. Nathan Drake's son is Laura Croft.
Turns out at the end of Uncharted 4, you decide to divorce your wife because during your travels you've met this immensely interesting British woman named Lara.
Crossover.
God.
I'd ship it.
But
I mean, like, with as dark as those Tomb Raider games have gotten, oh man.
Rise of the
Yeah,
Tomb Raider was
seriously.
good though.
There's so many I need to play of those, but I mean, really, Nathan Drake came along and I'm like, I don't really need Tomb Raider anymore. I got this. I mean,
so when they put Crash Bandicoot in Uncharted 4, did they like do like upgraded,
no.
graphics?
No, it was shit.
It looked.
It was awful.
Here's the thing: in the game, you were playing a PS1,
Oh.
so you were
It
picking
looked
up like
exactly like it.
or it was like it was the updated version of the PS1 that originally came.
It looked
out.
like what I remembered it looking like.
Yeah.
Oh, like the little slimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had that big bulky one.
Yeah, I had the first one. Actually, I remember after a while it didn't like the disc drive didn't work so well because I think I killed it with Final Fantasy VII.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
You and everyone else.
Yeah, right? I remember actually, the way I got it to work is if I flipped it upside down and I just rested on the disc tray, because then it wasn't propping the disc up, it was just spinning it upside down. I was using like gravity in my favor. It was awesome.
Nice.
Wow. I don't think anything like that happened in my system, but I didn't. I had it for like a very short time, and then I just owned the GameCube like 10 more times.
Yeah.
I always got it, traded in, got it again, traded it in. Like every time, it was just for some reason it was always a nostalgic feeling, and even though that was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first
Right.
console I ever had was GameCube, and then I went on to PS2 with Shadow of the Colossus. That was my like intro. But the first video game system I ever had was a Game Boy.
Oh yeah, mine was the Game Boy Color. It was yellow, and of course it started with Pokemon Yellow.
Everybody.
Yeah. Actually, my first one was a Super Nintendo.
Ooh,
nice.
Going far back.
Yeah.
I actually recently acquired
Oh yeah.
an SNES.
Dude, he's got Final Fantasy 2 for it.
Really?
Yeah.
And a
Nice.
bunch of like original Mario games. I'm super stoked.
It's really cool looking at the game pack because he got games with it too, and all in their original packaging too.
Wow.
Almost mint condition too.
Oh, wow.
And looking at the Final Fantasy package, it's advertising like brand new 16-bit graphics.
It's
So blow your
funny.
mind.
Oh, wow.
It's like,
Oh.
it's basically like your hand job from like 1999 or whatever. That's what it is.
Oh man.
It's like, oh, I remember when.
But like,
Oh, we should probably get back to our little list of
a
things.
little bulletin. We're doing good. We're doing good. But like, going back to the bulletin, like wrapping up Sony's, conference right there. And what I mean by like kicking Microsoft while they're already down, it's just the fact that getting Kojima to partner with them like as soon as he left Konami was just a really good.
I mean, this was
thing
like the
right
first
there.
E3 since that happened, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Because that was what, November that they. No, I think it was a bit further than that. But no, that's getting him to exclusively pay with them. That's like.
Yeah.
As long as they can do the thing where if they can play the waiting game,
Contracts.
which I think Sony can do it.
Yeah, they did it like
It's like
with Konami.
take your time, do whatever you want, because I think Sony understands that Sony's always been there to deal with him, and they're just like, yeah, just get the game out when it's good. Like I would like to believe that Sony was that benevolent. I understand there's this whole like
I would fully believe it.
they've got
There's
like
power
stockholders, they've got all kinds of people there that are going to be holding different kinds of leashes on them.
Yeah, but it's like Microsoft doesn't. I mean, they do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely they do. But I think if you can if you know that Call of Duty and Battlefield are coming out, and you know that God of War is coming out this time, and you know like you have these things that are going to be propping up your sales, and they have these things forecasted a very far in advance.
They can
like,
wait.
Yeah, so it's like, well, you know what? We're doing good in our budget. We're doing good in this. Our stockholders really are pretty happy at the moment. There's no reason why we can't just let this one kind of slide for a while. But you also have to be at the point where it's like, okay, it's slid 2 or 3 years now. We put so much more, double your budget into this. We need something back. So
That's
and
kind of like what's happening with Zelda U, or I guess now Breath of the Wild.
Oh my god.
Like, god damn, the amount of times they pushed it back, teased it, ridiculous.
I thought they were just gonna end up using E3 as like test the waters kind of thing. Cause I feel like that's how it is. How Prey originally came out way back when, and then they were announcing Prey 2 or whatever like forever ago, but then they canceled it.
Is that back on again yet? I mean, it's.
I think they're either doing I don't know if it was like a remaster or sequel to it, but I know they're doing another thing with Prey.
Well, because I remember that was the launch title for the 360.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember playing it, I'm like, this isn't bad. I could enjoy seeing some more of this, especially like if they get more of a budget and do more stuff with it. Obviously the second of a game can go a little bit more. Words are escaping me at the moment. I want to say grandiose, but I don't know if that's the right word. But they get bigger in scale. They go up. Typically, then you get to the third of a game and they start to fall apart, like Dead Space 3 or X-Men Last Stand. But whatever. It's like they had too much money and they didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah, you should put those in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Cool. Put that in my back pocket.
Okay, bye.
Yeah. It's like, hold on a minute, hold on. But I would feel like with Prey 2, they wanted to do more with it. And everything I always heard about it, like, it seems so promising. Like, oh, we want to do this angle. I'm like, that seems cool. Like, a lot of people I've noticed have really great ideas in the gaming industry. But really what kills it is that they need to execute it in a much more flawless sense than I would say, like, a movie does. Because you can have an idea in a movie, and as long as that idea holds up for 2 hours, you're fine. But for a game, it's like you need that to be 10 hours, 12 hours.
And then sometimes like replay value.
Yeah, and it's like, what happens if I want to go back and do this? But the other part about it is if you end up you also have to have the mechanics good, just cemented and solid. Because if you don't, if you're pressing right on the controller and your guy's running left, it's like it doesn't matter if you have Last of Us style writing. You're just gonna be like, this game sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But
Speaking of this game sucks, Infinite Warfare.
oh yeah,
Oh!
that's also on the bulletin. Okay, so my first comment on it, much like IGN's comment on it too, basically another Star Fox for adults,
Huh.
Or mine, just a really bad Halo game.
or that. Basically,
So like Halo 5?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, political.
346 Studios.
Oh my god. 343 Studios could not make a Halo game to save their life.
God, dude.
No.
After
in
Bungie,
my opinion, the last Halo that I really, really enjoyed, my favorite to date, still Reach.
I would agree with you.
Oh,
And it's
yeah.
100% there.
At that point, it's like, you know what? After Reach, I was good with it being done.
Like, Reach was fantastic. Halo 4 was good. Like, I really liked the new weapons. The new aliens people thing was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And then Halo 5 was like, what the fuck is this?
Dude, I stopped paying attention after ODST.
Oh,
Was that
God.
before or
Shut
after
up,
Reach?
that was before. That
Before
was right
Reach?
before Reach, yeah.
No,
Reach
I
is
must
so
be thinking of something
fantastic.
else then.
Because it went 3 ODST Reach.
Oh, all right, okay. Then what? That wasn't it then.
And
but
Reach was like a origin stories.
Two.
Reach was a support mission that you found out at the end, like halfway through, that it was a prequel.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, okay. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played this game that
Too
came
bad.
out 10
Came
years
out,
ago.
yeah. It's so old.
You find out like halfway through the game that you're actually taking Cortana to the Pillar of Autumn to be delivered to Master Chief.
Yeah.
The last screen, you can actually like rotate the camera and see Master Chief on the ship.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, that was the whole game. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. Also, it also allows you to play your own death out, which I've never seen before. Like, I've never
Really?
seen
Oh,
that.
yeah, I know what you're
Really?
talking
Where
about.
it's like, remember how every single member of that team had like a badass way of going out? Like Emil, the dude who had the skull like etched into his mask.
Oh, he's
like
so
he's
cool.
stabbing that dude and he's like just thrashing him. It's like every single person went out in like a blaze of glory. Like
Yeah.
George triggering the bomb on his own.
Was it always really emotional?
Not
Like,
well,
God, no.
sometimes.
Really?
No.
Sometimes.
It was emotional or badass.
Yeah.
Or a combination of both.
Depending on how much you love that character or versus like respect for.
Was one of their deaths where it's like it's kind of getting a little slow mo on there, and then they start playing some kind of music or whatever as he like runs into an explosion?
No,
Was
No,
anything
that's
like
too
that
cliche
happen?
for
No,
Bungie.
actually, I think the one that really kind of like tripped me up, because one of them was, like, I think it was your commander flies a pelican into a scarab that was going to pin you down. So it's like, he died from that. Kat, who was like the one with the robot arm, I forget what her noble number was, but she was just, you guys were all running away from a building. You go through this clear area, and a jackal just snipes her as she's running through like this,
Oh.
just this
Yeah.
hole in the roof.
Because
And
that
you're
hits
just
you
like,
from
it
nowhere.
just happens.
You're like, oh shit.
You're like, what the fuck? You're like, holy shit, Kat just died.
And you're like, no, she was actually kind of cool.
Yeah, and then George dropped you out of that. George dropped you out of the capital ship.
Yep.
And they were gonna do the Star Drive or something that they were gonna rip the ship in half with.
Oh yeah.
But when your character, like, after Pillar of Autumn takes off and everything like that, you're then stuck on the ground with an invading force, and literally it's just, you get to shoot as many as you can. It almost becomes what is it, like it's not the Forge, but the other one, like the wave mode, where it's just waves of enemies. God, I'm gonna get ripped apart.
Oh,
I know what you're talking about. Be like, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, it'll give us comments.
The other, oh shit, what's it called? Firefight.
Yeah, firefight. It's like firefight mode, where it's just like waves of people coming, and then it was like you'd get hit and you'd start like seeing cracks in the visor and everything,
Yep.
and you played your own badass death, and that's when you find out that the helmet at the very beginning of the game that the menu opens up on was when your character took his helmet off and like dropped it.
Oh, badass moment.
And I'm
Reach
like,
is so good.
Reach is one of the most solid games I've ever seen.
The last one I actually played and thoroughly enjoyed. This was like right when I stopped playing Halo, because I like thoroughly became Nintendo from then on, mainly because I was never able to get other gaming system other than Nintendo. But it was Halo 2, honestly, because that's when they started, adding all those really cool things to it, where you're able to like, jump someone on their little ghost thing or whatever.
Yeah.
and then
Hijacking.
the whole hijacking thing, and then the whole stabby thing with the stabber, you know?
The energy sword.
The energy sword.
So you're talking about the assassination when hijacking with an energy sword.
Yeah, that.
And you said, the whole
That
stabby
was
thing with the stabby
the whole
thing.
stabby thing.
I don't feel so bad about forgetting words anymore.
That's why I'm in the room.
My words that I forgot had more syllables than energy sword.
You know, the stabby thing with the stabby thing.
Dude, I don't know, man. I'm just the video editor. I'm the one putting the outro song on the end. That's my part.
Well, I think it is your microphone too. So.
And your house.
Oh, that too. But jumping
We've
back.
been meaning to talk to you about this. We know that this might be premature because it's the first episode, but we want you out of the group. We are taking your setup though.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fired.
Okay. Is this gonna be a whole power struggle now? I'm gonna focus on punchika machines or whatever. I'm gonna go make my machine.
You're like Kojima.
I'm going to Japan now. I'm gonna make my machine, and I'll be making a landslide.
But when I get up there in November, it'll be like everything will be like, kata.
Yeah, I got the gun, punchika machine.
Oh God, that's racist.
So they want.
I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. We're not racist.
No.
I'm a little bit racist.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I hate everyone.
Prejudice
That's sort
equality.
of the way I've always thought about it. Is it's hard for me to specifically hate a group when I hate everyone exactly the same. It's
Prejudice
Yeah.
equality. Everybody gets
Sorry.
shit.
Plus, I'm not always happy. I'm just a little less pissed off.
That quote.
But
Infinite Warfare.
back to our Star Fox, basically. Looking at the whole gameplay of the thing, you're of course in a spaceship. You can't even tell the difference between that and basically what was it? Battlefront Star Wars. And you're in
at the
space.
beginning.
Yeah, you're like this like little TIE fighter looking thing or whatever. You're getting in a dogfight. You're going around. Of course, you can't lose the guy because once they're on your tail, you're just jump out. You're dead.
Yeah.
But of course, as extreme as Call of Duty is willing to take this series, apparently,
God.
the guy not only jumps out of his spaceship, but as he's jumping out, he's shooting people in space as he's landing on top of another ship.
By the way, guns don't work in space.
No, this is actually really bad for
these
people.
Are special guns.
This is really bad for people who are like extremely into science, and
totally
they're gonna nitpick the hell out of it.
And it's totally get a gun to work in space.
But it's not lasers, and bullets don't work in space.
Sure they do.
Not
they?
really.
Oh well, you need force, right?
Yeah, but the way that the mechanism, like
That's not how the force works.
You need air for it to trigger,
Yeah.
and there's no air
Oh.
where they're fighting because they're fighting. Is it the moon? I don't know.
Dude, all you would need to do is instead of having a cartridge that had gunpowder, you would have compressed air in it.
I guess that's a good point. You
Like,
can have
you do know CO2 canisters exist, right?
It's like an airsoft.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Dude,
Do you think they were thinking about that when they were developing the game?
Doug, we
Maybe.
are a species that absolutely loves killing ourselves and others. We will figure it out. The first thing on Mars will be like, all right, now I need a gun. That rock over there is looking shifty, and he's the wrong kind of red. We're gonna get real Cold War with this.
As a person of 2020, I'm offended by that rock.
That's why America needs to get up there to add some like white and blue to it.
Shit.
America.
We're not gonna have no red planet in our solar system, damn cunts.
But like, something I don't understand about Infinite Warfare is why the franchise is still like putting in those like suits that make you do like double jumps.
Double jump. Well, that's
because everybody hated those. I have like a lot of friends who play COD, and they're like, it's the worst thing ever in PvP. It ruined the game.
It played off, I think, really well in Titanfall. I was personally a fan of that game.
Right, but keep it in that. Don't ruin COD.
Yeah, exactly. But like, of course, everyone else started jumping into that kind of era, except for Battlefield. Thank you.
Thank you.
By
biplanes? Yeah.
The only like futuristic games that I like really enjoyed, which were shooters, was Titanfall and Destiny. Although Destiny has completely fallen off the charts since then. And
Well, I mean, they got that. What is it?
Rise of Iron.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even hear about it that so much. I don't care anymore.
Well, I saw the trailer for it. And the trailer looked cool, of course, but so did the trailer for Watch Dogs and Watch Dogs 2. I'm not getting fooled again.
Oh.
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
The Division.
Dude, huh?
And The Division.
Oh, The Division? They had me at the trailer, and they even had me at the beta.
And then...
But, like, the official release, it's like...
Yeah.
Okay, Ubisoft game. Okay, trade this in.
Which one?
The Division.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Like,
Just a disappointment.
I got a friend of mine in England who, like, that dude just plays games, returns games, plays games. I mean, like, if he's not at work, he's basically just playing video games. So
Sounds like a life.
yeah, it's not too bad. But the thing is he was talking about the Division, and he was just like, man, this game's so amazing. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And it's so much fun. Like 2 days later, I'm like, so how's the Division going? He's like, I returned it. I'm like, oh, why? And he's like, I hated it. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
wow, that was really quick.
Everyone also calls it a looter shooter. I mean, it's cool that it draws out real human nature in the game, but fuck, is that annoying.
I mean, and the thing is that looter shooters totally can work out. There's, I mean, the entire series Borderlands. But I think
Borderlands.
I think the difference is that Borderlands had an entertaining story and had a sense of humor and everything along with it. Whereas the Division, from what I've heard from people who played it, it's like, if you want to go into every house and find all these little pieces of information, like all the secondary stuff, basically like the mastering out your weapons in any Ubisoft game with Assassin's Creed, those side missions that you do. But in the Division, from what I've heard, it's just like, it builds such a story. Like, people that had to do this, people had to do that, and it's like, I've always really enjoyed those, especially like that's why like I Fallout 4 and everything, because there's the story they tell you, and if you look just a little bit more, you get to find more out. But the thing is that from the Division, there was nothing up front keeping people there. It's like, yeah, I can dive further into this, but there's not real unless I really get into this, unless I really look for it. There's not really anything for me to do.
Yeah, I mean, with the huge map, with the size of like freaking GTA 5. It's just, it still felt really empty. Yeah, you could, like, interact with some of the citizens there by giving them the inventory you need to play the game anyway.
But it's, I mean, the example that I keep hearing come up is the best way to do a story is the way that Valve does them. Because if you look at Portal, the Portal series,
oh my God,
if you look at Left 4 Dead, it's like, it's an A to B game. That's all you're doing. You're using the mechanics of what you have available for you, whether it's the portal gun or, you know, a melee weapon or a shotgun or whatever for Left 4 Dead. But what it allows you to do is, if you want to take like an extra second and read stuff on the walls, you get so much more. And there's all these little pieces here and there that allow you to get the story, but it gives you a very basic idea to grasp, and then throws you little bits of details. Whereas it feels like the Division, it's a big idea to grasp, and it kind of hides the breadcrumbs in places that you have to go look for them.
And a game that's sort of similar, I don't want to compare the two, but Fallout 4 has a really big map.
Oh, God.
And it's also a looter shooter, but it doesn't seem empty. Like, at all.
Oh,
I can play that game for hours.
Sometimes I just spawn in and I just walk in the... Like,
Yeah.
I just pick a random direction and I start walking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know this pond was here, and there's a truck, and it's like...
I mean, go this way for the day.
Like, I mean,
And you're like, holy shit, that is not a fucking swan.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. That... I flipped that on that. I was like, no.
I actually checked and I was like, hey, go over here, there's a really cool weapon, because there is, but then I didn't tell him about the swan. He was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh, a swan. Look at that. That's neat. Oh my God.
I still don't think I've gotten to the swan yet. I still need to find...
Oh, God.
But, I mean, like, it's just... there's so many tiny little things in that game that... I mean, they had so many people working on it. Just like in Skyrim, like, you go through all of those books. Someone wrote all of those books in Skyrim, and you're just...
The development team must have been huge.
They built this universe.
Yeah.
I mean, this universe that exists that you can go through and interact with, and it's all kind of part of this, like, logical consistency. You know, up until the point where they had the portal ball show up, but I think that was kind of more of as a joke for Skyrim, you know.
Yeah.
Because that's more of a fun thing. But for Fallout, I just remember, like, I would go out onto a lake, and I'd see a guy on a boat, and there was like a mutated shark there, and I'm like, this is Jaws. Like, they're reenacting scenes from Jaws, or like, what was it, the automaton store, where you go in there, I can't remember the name of it. God, they really are gonna hate me, aren't they?
They're really
They're gonna be like, you have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
They'll pop it in the comments.
At least I'm pretty. But I mean, they have this store where it's like you have to go up and you have to meet. God damn it, what's his name? What's the robot that follows you around?
Oh,
Chadsworth or something, or
Codsworth.
Chadsworth.
Same thing.
Whatever.
Dude, I love
It's a very
Codsworth.
white name.
I chose dog meat, so.
Yeah.
Didn't I name my main character like Reginald? Oh yeah, I named him Reginald. Yeah, because I figured Reginald and Codsworth would be like a really good pair right there.
Nice. I tried to make mine look like Bruce Campbell and I named him Ash.
Dude, I gave mine like a man bun. It was hilarious. He had like this beard thing going on too.
He also looked really Asian, like totally on accident.
Asian, beard, man bun, Reginald.
God, looking around this room, I can't believe that he would make his character look Asian in any regard. Jesus.
I'm surprised.
I am surrounded by anime stuff.
This is actually a lot less than.
Oh my god,
that
there
is
used
horrible.
to be just like all the walls, posters. See those on the ceiling? Tacks on the ceiling.
Oh my god.
We're admiring my room right now.
I don't know if admiring is the right word.
I mean, it's the same kind of like, you know, when they have the serial killer in the movie and the detective like monitors their work. I guess you could kind of say that. It's
Wow.
it's like we're appreciating the sickness of Carter's mind.
At least
We're
there's
looking
not
through no
crayons.
evidence.
At least
I
you can draw
can't
on the
help
wall.
that I am moe as all hell, okay?
Is the next season of True Detective going to be based on you too?
Yeah, they're gonna have an anime episode.
Yeah. We think the serial killer was heavily involved with anime because he made all the eyes super big and he did this and he did this. It's like, you're going to mutilate girls into hentai or something.
God. We found some remains of this body pillow.
I love how we've tried to talk about Infinite Warfare like 3 times. It's just not worth our time.
Well, it's just
I
not.
don't think any of us are truly interested in it.
No, it's
like,
the most disliked
we're-
video on YouTube. No one else is interested in
I
it
still
either.
haven't
No.
even seen the trailer, and it's like, here's
It's
the
not
thing.
fucking bad.
I really like the Modern Warfare series. I thought
Same.
even though it had a simple story, it was fun to play. I'm not a big multiplayer person, to be honest with you.
Neither.
And
Only
I
for the
am,
MOBAs.
so I like the multiplayer in it.
But for
It was
me,
solid.
I like the mechanics of it, and I still one of the best missions I've ever played in a game was that AC-130 mission where you're running support for Soap and Price and everybody when they're extracting that Russian. I think it was Sergey or something. I mean, this may be racist again, just assuming Russian names.
Sergey.
Sergey or something.
I didn't play the campaign, so I don't know.
But it's just
No, who has?
you should. It's a lot of fun. And
I haven't
again,
played the campaign since
simple-
Modern Warfare 1.
Simple storyline, but like through 1, 2, and 3, it all ties together, and it's not a great story, but it's entertaining. It's like
Yeah,
it's got progression and all that kind of stupid
Oh,
stuff.
It's
I
like
also
every
did the-
action movie ever.
It also,
It's okay. It's
Like
it
good
is
story.
the Marvel movie of video game stories.
Yeah,
It's enjoyable, but it's not deep.
there you go.
It's just they're like, oh, these are all these people that I like, and they're together and they're fighting together. Cool. Like that's kind of how I enjoyed Marvel movies too.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
Cashing that money.
so I guess.
But I love Marvel movies. I'm just gonna put that out there right now.
Speaking of Marvel, you did hear about the Spider-Man game coming up on
Oh
PS4,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
Insomniac Games.
I'm all like, wait. The people who did Ratchet and Clank are gonna make a Spider-Man game? I'm in.
Okay, so I have a question about this.
In.
Is this going to be the Spider-Man from the new Captain America movie?
No.
No,
Or is it going to be the older Spider-Man or a different one completely? Like
Different one completely.
which Spider-Man
Yeah, I
is
can
it?
tell by
just from the suit.
yeah the
Yeah,
suit.
but,
The
like, what's
suit's
his
got
name?
a big white spider on it, so it's not
Oh.
a suit that I've ever seen before.
Oh.
Yeah, usually it's like black or smaller white. I mean, this thing covers like his chest.
yeah.
Oh, I've seen pictures of that guy
Although-
on Instagram. Is that what he's from?
I mean,
like-
the game, yes.
Yeah,
voice
like I've seen,
actor
like fan art and stuff.
Actually,
it must be that.
the voice actor sounded extremely familiar though. Like
Tobey Maguire.
As we
Yeah.
look that up, we're gonna find that out because that's been bugging me. since
Steven,
the
Steven,
reveal.
can I get a check on that, please?
Steven! No, Reginald. We'll go with Reginald.
Reginald? Yeah, Steven's taken. Sorry, Tobaskis.
I actually had a chameleon named Steven when I lived in London.
There you go.
Steven!
Well, while
It
we're,
was totally a Your Highness joke too.
while we're getting a check on Spider-Man, Batman, different
like-
universe, but
No, with Spider-Man though,
just kidding.
it just looked really cool. I mean, I haven't played since when was the last one that they made? That was like
I don't follow superhero games, so I don't know.
neither do I. So that's
Lego,
why I'm having trouble
like Marvel
remembering.
Lego or something, probably.
Which one?
Was there one on the Xbox?
Wait, what? Sorry.
Which
I'm trying to do... I'm looking something up on my
Spider-Man
phone. Huh?
Previous Spider-Man games?
Like on the Xbox, was it?
Wasn't the last one where it was like Web of Shadows, or
I don't know if
the
it was
one
the-
where it was the multiple universes one?
Oh, I would not.
I know there was some on 360 and PS3, but I don't think there's been one yet on PS4.
All right.
Oh yeah.
That
I'm
sounds
gonna
about
have
right to me.
Spider-Man.
I would have heard.
Xbox. That had to be it, was it? Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man.
That sounds about right.
Way back when. Yeah, that's the last one I played.
When did that come out?
Oh man, that was at the internet says 2002.
Well, there you go.
April 16th to be exact. So
In case you were...
happy belated anniversary, Spider-Man.
Yay.
After that, I also played like the Hulk or whatever, another Hulk game for the Xbox, which I enjoy because I'm just like smashing.
Wasn't
shit
that the
left
one
and
that was
right.
based off of like the Ang Lee movie or something?
Oh, let's see what
It
the
came
internet
out
has
around
to
the
say.
same time,
Oh, I don't know.
but it was early Xbox 360.
No, this was
something of
solid
destruction.
Xbox.
See, I'm
Hulk,
not an
something of
Xbox
destruction.
guy
It just says Hulk.
or a superhero person, so...
The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Well, I mean, you were talking
There
about
we go,
smashing
yeah.
shit, so that kind of makes
That was
sense.
a
Yeah,
fun game.
That was cool.
You got achievements for running around and knocking down like famous buildings in New York.
Oh my god.
I know, right? It's
Like just
Wait,
picking
what-
up stuff
what year
and
was
just throwing
this?
it at buildings.
What year was this again?
Hold on,
Oh,
this may be really dangerous.
I remember the Twin Towers not being in it,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh shit.
yeah, I want to say it was like 2002.
Inside Job. 2003.
It's 2003. Yeah. Well, I mean, like, God, you want to talk about, like, 9/11 really was a weird, because that was when the first Spider-Man was coming out. I remember the first trailer of the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. He was chasing bandits in a helicopter, and he strung them up in between the two towers.
Yeah.
And before that movie came out, 9/11 happened, and I remember, like, somebody was like, oh, get this off. Okay. We gotta go and re-edit the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was one of those really weird things where I'm like, huh. I was like, the first time that had ever happened to me, where it was like this really significant world event was like, oh shit, we gotta probably cover this in the movie.
I actually think it's pretty cool
Put a
when
band-aid over it. Say sorry.
when these people like do these like last minute like movie changes or whatever, especially with the names like Revenge of the Sith or whatever was actually originally gonna be Revenge of the Jedi. I don't know if you ever heard. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard about that before, right?
A bit.
Jar Jar Binks is the Sith Lord.
No, I heard about
Yeah,
that. That's a neat idea. It makes him so much less annoying.
Yeah.
Like, you
Misa gonna kill you.
Then you can understand the fact that he was doing blackface, and you're like, oh, he was already a bad guy, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, that dude, that's... They talk about some racism in George Lucas, and it's like...
Fuck. It's
You know.
right there. Screaming at you.
I remember because it was just like, I always wanted to kind of ask these questions of somebody, and it's just like, I've never felt like I've ever had the kind of relationship where I could be like, why does this bug you? I've never had that relationship with
Like
an African
racism?
minority.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've never had that for a long time. I just, for whatever reason, I mean, dude, we're in Arizona. Our minority of choice here is clearly Mexican. You know, it's just, that's sorry. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's Hispanic.
Sorry.
It's Hispanic.
We love Hispanics.
We love everybody. No, we hate
We
everybody.
we hate everybody.
We
Wait a
tolerate
minute.
everyone. We hate everyone.
Yeah,
we tolerate everyone.
Rolling back here.
Really sorry at home.
But it's just like, I'd always kind of wanted to, I mean, like, I never understood why black people didn't like Aunt Jemima or Uncle Ben. I'm like, what's the problem with that? And then I started dating this black girl, and she was just like, oh yeah, well, Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben aren't actual members of the family. That's what they used to call slaves. I'm like, oh, didn't know that. Yeah, I'm super ignorant in a lot of reasons.
Well, there you go. I learned something new
Like-
today.
Me too.
Like,
We're just really oblivious. to
I'm
what
never
we're
buying
into.
the syrup again.
so it's this idea of Aunt Jemima was actually the family's slave, but the daughter would have called her Aunt Jemima
Oh boy.
Huh.
or Uncle Ben. Like, I'm like, huh, I never.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, right.
Circling back to Spider-Man.
Yes.
Oh, Aunt May, She loves herself the dark chocolate.
I love that quote in the new movie. Just really like Tony Stark's like, and your oddly attractive aunt. It's just like really weird. He touches on it to the point where it's awkward, and I just get really uncomfortable.
But
oh, that's weird.
Well, I mean, they had to write Pepper Potts out of the series because Gwyneth Paltrow was getting too expensive. So my guess is hey, Aunt May, you know, Aunt May.
But rolling from the whole superhero thing, Batman.
Finally, can't find the voice actor's name. I've been just sitting over here trying to pad this conversation out for like 5 minutes. We've completely lost the point, but I can't find the dude's name. I've been Googling like a madman on my phone over here, and it's just like nothing.
I think this podcast should be named E3 Ramblings ? 9/11 ?
Inside job? ?
All right, guys, you heard it here first. E3 is responsible for 9/11.
Steel beams. Do they actually melt? Love that title.
You know, remastered copies of Crash Bandicoot can't melt steel beams.
Oh, God.
Wow. We're horrible people.
Holy shit. This is...
I like how you guys invited me to be on this, and then you're like, it's going to try to be family friendly, and I would try not to laugh in your face.
Well,
prejudice equality.
Right down the shitter.
So, Arkham VR.
Well, I'm going to have to settle with the fact that our channel is just going to have an age restriction, which I'm fine with now. Because we're hilarious as all hell.
That we're going to have one video that's really shittily censored.
No.
That's all it's
Let's release a family-friendly version of it that'll be 6 minutes long.
And it'll just be us introducing ourselves, and that's it.
Hi, so what'd you think about E3? It was okay. Bye!
Xbox made its box smaller. Sony did a bunch of stuff, and Nintendo was cool. Okay, bye.
Oh, and Kojima. There we go.
Hideo Kojima came out, saw his shadow, which means that there's 6 more weeks of Death Stranding.
Yep,
Oh, boy.
But, like, what else is on the bulletin here?
God of War.
God of War, actually, yeah.
One of the actual trailers I watched.
All right, there we go. So we can talk about E3 related.
All right. Oh my god.
Finally, back on top.
Cannot wait for that.
I've actually never played a God of War game.
What
Am
about
I
you?
missing out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured as much.
I haven't played any, but I've watched YouTubers play it, so I know the storyline.
I'm like completely lost within it.
Okay, so I guess the quick catch up for you is
And our viewers.
and for those of you who haven't played the God of War series,
All 2 of you.
yeah, right,
There
no
will be
kidding.
spoilers because it's a little bit late.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is, first game is about Kratos wanting to get revenge against the God of War because he accidentally made him kill his family. Blah 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 blah. You know, horrible tragedy. But then it's Kratos' path for revenge against Ares. He is going after Ares to kill him.
Yay.
And he does. At the end of the game, he kills Ares. But in turn, that was supposed to win him the forgiveness of the gods. Right. It was basically like he wanted them to forget that it happened, like basically make it not happen.
Right.
So at the end of it, one of the gods comes out and is all like, we can't actually do that. We can forgive you, but we can't change what happened. But we now have this empty spot in our, crew. Would you like to be the new God of War? So the end of the first one is you become the new God of War, which was kind of neat. I'm like,
hence the name.
Yeah,
God of War.
Second one's more about like other stuff, but just kill Greek mythology. Like that's what every game has sort of been about.
It's
is
pretty
kill
great.
Greek mythology. It's been fantastic.
But
you also find out more about like the Titans, which are actually the parents of the gods and everything, and it's like you get to hear from all these different things, and the end of God, basically like you start this internal struggle with the gods, you get cast out, and basically like Hades and Zeus and all these people are like coming up against you. You get cast out there, and you end up enlisting the help of the Titans. So the end of God of War 2 is you like going up the mountain to go after the gods with all of the Titans.
Yeah. Ooh. If you really like lore and mythology, you should check it out.
Yeah, definitely. It's really, I don't know how accurate it is, but it's fun.
If you like mythology being used in games, you should check it out.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
probably not that accurate.
Like, I've always wanted to see more mythology in games, which is probably why, like, I went after games like, do you remember Too Human?
No.
Where they tried to do Norse mythology, but make it almost like cyberpunk. So
Whoa.
I haven't
it
heard of
was
that.
such an
Yeah.
interesting concept where you played some character, but you actually had to go through all the trials of like different Norse mythology, and like Valkyries would come down and deal with you on the battlefield if you died and everything. But it was all like, like electronic wings and like all this weird stuff, and it was sort of neat. But I also like there was Rise of the Argonauts. There's been half a dozen different games.
Smite by Hi-Rez.
Yes, Smite.
Play Smite, everyone. It's a great game.
Play Smite. Because we all play Smite. Because we love Smite. Smite is my favorite MOBA because I like to smite.
This video is sponsored by Hi-Rez. It's not.
It's not. It's really not. But Smite, please like us.
Hi-Rez, if you want to pay us, you can. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because we got 20 people watching us, or listening to us, probably. Either just click, like, and go.
Hey, you know what? We have a decent fraction of 12 million viewers.
Decent.
A decent fraction of it. We're not going to discuss the full number because we can't be that accurate.
That's
but
private.
it's somewhere between 20 and 12 million.
Got it.
It's actually 20.
By the time this video comes out, 3 people will have unsubscribed.
Right.
Now have 17.
Right, no kidding.
Oh, and another 2 for our jokes.
Yeah, Jesus. And we'll be on government watch. That's awesome. Well, at least they'll be watching. Maybe that counts.
Yeah, hey, we'll get an awesome viewer.
Do NSA found views count?
Woo!
But anyway, like, so in God of War 3 is basically like the war between the gods and the titans, and it's just they're fun. They're fun games to play. There's just stuff to do. It's a platformer.
What are they rated? T? M?
Oh, M. M is I'll get at.
M.
Oh yeah.
M
There
stands
are
for mommy. She's got to buy it for you.
Mini games in there. There's like sexy mini games in there where it's just It's
okay.
it's real.
It's mature.
It's very.
Press A to fuck.
I mean, lots of boobs in it, but there's also this whole thing where like you'll rip out like Cyclops' eyes and stuff like that. So it's pretty graphically violent too.
If you don't like boobs or ripping out eyes, then don't play it.
Or watch Game of Thrones.
Or watch Game of Thrones.
Hold the door!
Still need to watch that episode. Still need to watch this entire season. I got about halfway through season 5 and I'm like, you know what? I'm done.
Dude, I haven't even started, but I still love using that reference. Because
Yeah.
everyone's just like, oh my god.
Everyone's
Game of Thrones is sex scenes, battle scenes, and Jon Snow being dead for like a season.
I heard it was like, hey, screw you. Screw you too. And then they just start brawling it out.
And then after that, they have sex.
Oh, yeah. Makeup sex. Mad.
So when we have not gone off topic for like the entire night, I will have to tell you the story of the first time I watched Game of Thrones.
Woo!
Because it is a story. It's all about the wonders of drinking in college.
Oh,
All right.
fun.
Yeah. But but now God of War 4 has gotten to the point where it's beyond the Greek mythology. It's gotten way past that. It seems to be set in more of the Scandinavian countries. So it's probably taking place. I mean, there's like a troll in it, and it seems to be kind of adapting itself towards like Norse mythology. Which, hey, I'm down for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Kratos got tired of those Greek assholes.
Who could blame him? Who could blame him? I mean, by the end of God of War 3, he's pretty much killed everybody in Greece.
There you go.
I mean, like, God and Titan alike, they're all dead.
So he's pretty much Greece now.
Yeah, pretty much he's the reason why Greece went extinct.
Wow.
Yeah, and we thought it was the Persians.
Well, now
Oh, wait, no, 300. They stopped them. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I forgot about that wonderful documentary,
You've
300.
not seen the movie?
Do you not listen to Creed?
No. Do you listen to Creed?
Yes, because I am a Nickelback fan, so therefore I have to
No!
listen to Creed.
Stop! People won't listen to us now! Fuck!
I thought I was going to be worried about making jokes about 9/11. You just lost us all 20 subscribers.
You just brought Nickelback. God.
Well, it's Nickelback's gotta come up somewhere, right?
Oh my god.
At least one Nickelback joke a podcast.
Fuck you.
No joke. Where I work, which I'm not going to say, but you both know, There's a guy who comes in about once a week, looks exactly like Chad Kroger.
Oh my god.
Dude, wait. Is he... Dude, I think I know.
Younger guy, roughly in his teens.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like Chad Kroger with the longer hair.
I think I went up to him and told him, like, hey,
Yeah.
you seem familiar.
Yeah.
You told me about this story. Oh my god.
Fuck.
You look familiar. Have I hated you before?
Have people spat in your food because they mistake you for another person?
Funny story.
Yeah.
Also Nickelback related.
I was going to tell about this.
Basically, Douglas and I, went to Buffalo Wild Wings, for dinner or whatever. And I'm like, oh, hey, a jukebox. So I go over there, right? I'm scrolling through there, and I hit the rock. And, of course, first thing that comes up is Nickelback.
Oh my God.
And I'm like...
hey, you should play some Nickelback to annoy everybody else in the restaurant.
And I look at him like, no, I don't want spit in my food.
Right.
So we decided not to pay for Nickelback.
I don't think we could have left.
Smart idea.
We couldn't have left if we
At
did that.
the least, your food's getting spit into.
Yeah.
Like if
I would have gone for an honor killing. You would have brought shame on this restaurant, and you must be burned for it.
like
Oh god.
if we did that, I don't think we could have left a big enough tip to have made up for that.
Oh God.
Look at this photograph.
So
I did not know Douglas before tonight, and I still have the urge to kick him in the throat after that. My foot's right here too. Just
oh, see this? Yeah, that's the Nickelback urge.
It hurts.
So I guess going back to actual video games.
God of War, yeah.
God of War, yeah, looks completely badass.
You have a son now.
Yeah, you do. You play the father of this little boy who's like 12, and you're teaching him to hunt, and you come across trolls and stuff like that, and it seems really interesting, but it also seems like that it feels much more, from what I've seen, like Last of Us. So
That sounds really cool.
The fighting mechanics still look very, very fluid, because the trailer was actually somebody playing like the first like 9 minutes of it or something like that. So
nice.
They're playing like a little bit of it at the very beginning, and it seems very, very much to that degree where it's the more the mechanic between the storyline's gonna take place between the boy and Kratos as his father, much to the same degree. It looked very similar to Ellie and Joel.
Nice.
But there's little pieces here and there where they talk about the fact that he's worried about like the rage has been building up in him for so long, and he doesn't want that to pass on to his son. There's a neat little thing in the actual trailer where the son actually misses with his arrow, and Kratos is just starting to yell at him, and the actual rage meter comes on, and he kind of like realizes what he's doing, and he slowly works down. And you see the rage meter go back down and everything. So they've actually taken a mechanic from the game,
really
and
cool.
they've introduced it into part of the storytelling. I'm like, that's kind of neat. I sort of like that, because they've been for so long they've been using hints in games that subtly kind of attract you to there. Like the Uncharted series, if you ever saw yellow, you could climb it.
Yeah.
In Doom, if you see green, you can jump up it.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And they've used these subtle little things like color theory just to kind of guide people through things. But now it's sort of like the other direction, where they're actually taking game mechanics that are very much breaking of the story dynamic and the narrative. But it's to remind you that it's a game, and it's kind of taking the tools of the game and helping tell the story a little bit better. I've never seen, I can't remember I've ever seen that before, but it seemed so cool to me that they would do that.
Well, I've never actually taken an interest in God of War like back then, because Nintendo wasn't able to pay attention to other things. But looking at that trailer, it seriously got me really interested in it. I might actually pick that up a little after its release date. Of course.
I'd be interested in
Day one. Day one.
We all have our day one list.
Yeah.
Like mine right now, it's Final Fantasy 15. Of course, I put a pre-order for that one edition where it comes with the Blu-ray movie.
Right.
And because I love backstory, by the way.
Of course.
But they're even. Did I tell you that they were actually introducing VR to that game as well?
I did not. No, you did not mention that to me.
Yeah, it was actually announced just the other day in Sony's conference. But
I'm sure they announced it to a lot of people, but no, I hadn't heard it.
Yeah. But you're gonna be playing in one of those characters' roles, it's just going to be one character that you can do the VR experience with.
I could understand that.
But, you know, that's still actually really cool, being able to put Final Fantasy in virtual reality. That's something.
The one problem with VR is that it's fucking expensive.
It's well, of
The
course,
good
I'm gonna
stuff.
say
The
it's only $400.
No. The HTC Vive is like $2,000.
Oh well, yeah. They're actually putting Fallout 4 for the HTC
I did the
Vive.
shit out of that.
And Batman the Arkham series, isn't
Yeah.
that going on Vive as well?
Yeah, it is.
God,
Yeah. Well, I think that might be Sony's VR.
Like, this is all wonderful and great that they're coming out with these VR games, but honestly, the ones I really want to play are like
Those little indie game ones.
Surgeon Simulator. like I saw the Achievement Hunter guys did something on it the other day, and it's like they're taking the little controllers and that's their hands. It was Gavin and Michael playing it. Oh my god, it was so fantastic. Not that I should be promoting them because they already have plenty of money, but whatever. They can take a little bit more. That's fine.
Another video of someone playing Surgeon Simulator, and it was Trump brain surgery.
Oh,
on Donald Trump, and it was so funny. It was in VR, and he was like playing with his hair, and like it was so funny.
Yeah, the one they did was actually the Team Fortress mod, so they were working on a heavy, and it's like one of the tools that they have in there is a bat. So they actually they have the little have the little face cam as well, so you can actually see them like swinging it like a bat in real life, and I'm like, these things are gonna get so broken. They're gonna smash these against a desk.
I really want to see like a roller coaster tycoon where you can ride the thing you've created.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely coming. There's
like
definitely.
Shit, I know there's a game like it that's out already, but it's not quite like you can make little things. But motion sickness is fuck, dude. But it's gonna be so great.
I'm actually really excited for that one rhythm game because I'm, for some reason, super into rhythm games.
I can't play them for
shit.
shit.
For me, it was always Rock Band growing up. I remember the drum set that we used to play on. I always broke the drumsticks all the time because, you know, I went ham on that Ghostbusters theme.
Oh, shit.
That's the one I always broke the stick to. But,
the Fire and Flames? No. Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, man. But that... And, of course, all those Hatsune Miku games, because how much more moe can I get?
Right.
I'm looking around the room. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. More than 4.
I'm just looking around the room and I'm like, there's just a lot of people on the walls. And they all have big eyes.
Well, yes, they do.
And, like, pink hair and blue hair.
Don't you know that every Asian woman has giant eyes?
And huge heaving breasts, apparently.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
the
two things that they don't have, and let's make them bigger.
Okay, so first, let me cross off our checklist here. Racism, check. Politics, check. Donald Trump, check.
9/11?
9/11, check.
Fuck.
Oh, and Nickelback, check. And now sexism, check.
Perfect.
All right, we're officially a podcast.
Well, you remember the game I was telling you about before the podcast started? I could always bring up that one if you wanted to.
No, I'm okay.
Nah, we're good.
But speaking of like sort of along the lines of that, you know, there's gonna be some kind of like hentai or Pornhub like.
Oh yeah,
VR.
absolutely. There is.
Well,
like,
while we're
periods.
on the subject
you have
of
yours right
porn, yeah, actually.
Thank you, J-List.
Thank you, J-List, by the way. I recently attended Comic-Con, and of course they had the J-List booth there. Never seen it before in my entire life. So I, of course...
don't even know what this is. Is this like a Jewish dating site?
No.
J-List?
Oh, that's J-Date, isn't it?
Yeah, J-List is this company that sells like ecchi and hentai products and just a bunch of Japanese snacks and stuff. Yeah.
From the distance, I saw a big sign that said J-List and like a cute like anime girl, and I'm like, oh, hey, manga and or figures.
Tell them about the thing that you picked up.
Yeah,
not the manga, the other one.
I'm getting there.
Oh,
But so I go up to the booth and I notice, oh, okay, just a bunch of naked girls. So obviously this is hentai related. So I look at the guy and I look at the book below me. I'm like, so is it cool if as I'm making hand gestures back and forth, to look at this book? He's like, yeah, man, like I can open this up in public. He's like, dude, go for it. And I was like, oh, okay. I open it up. first thing I see is just a guy like gut deep in a girl. I'm just like, oh my god, what did I expect? So I close the book. I'm like, okay, there has to be some form of plot in here if I know hentai this well.
Yeah, the plot's the boobs.
Yeah, obviously. So I turn the thing around and just naked girl sprawled out through the whole thing. Not a single word on there. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm putting this down. And then, so I look to the right of the, the books or whatever, because I'm already mind blown that I've seen hentai in physical form. Like, that's a milestone for me, apparently.
Wow.
It gets worse, though.
But I pick up the box. I'm convinced that this is like a box for like an anime girl figure.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at the guy, I'm like, so what is this? Because, obviously I can't read Japanese. And he looks at me, he's like, that, Sonny, is a pocket pussy. I'm like, wait, okay. Set the thing down. Walk away.
I have to go wash my hands and eat a salad.
I had to sanitize my soul. But, of course, I come straight back to it anyway.
Right.
Because
you wanted to get back into that girl who was having herself with
a good time,
stomach problems.
Stomach issues. But
You're saying gut deep. Did it look anything like this?
Yeah, basically, except they actually
God.
he showed me a picture, but basically it was like
God.
Is that
Hitler?
It was X-ray.
What
It was X-ray too, so you were able to see what was
Oh.
going on
Oh, wow.
in the deepest depths of those bowels.
No.
But anyway, actually recently had attended a 18 and up hentai panel where it's like, let's play a hentai game where they have people from the crowd.
The title of the panel was called "Hentai Worth Watching."
No, that wasn't that. It
wasn't that one?
Playing Erosia or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And it had people from the crowd go up there and do the voice acting for the characters in the hentai game.
Oh my god.
And of course, you have this guy. He was doing this one like extremely cocky voice of like one of the people like completely like getting nailed or whatever. He's like, "Yeah, you like that? She was getting all of her master's cock." Snap gun fingers.
Fucking
wow.
But it was hilarious. But like it was taking forever for that main character to, bust a nut.
Okay.
So I got up and I'm like, bust a nut. And then of course that immediately caught on. Like everyone in the room got up. Everyone's chanting,
people.
"Bust a nut! Bust a nut!" And the guy had to skip the few scenes so he could give the crowd what they wanted. And the guy finally did it. And everyone absolutely lost it. It's like someone got a touchdown.
Oh my god.
It was hilarious. But after that,
I'm kind of glad I wasn't there.
I am so glad I only recognized like half of the things that he's saying.
but like,
I feel better about myself as a human being now.
you're welcome.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, but tell them about the shitty game you're holding in your hands.
I'm getting there. But of course, they were.
I just like the fact that I sent that picture around and I still feel better about myself than he should.
Fucking Hitler.
Yep, there we go. So
Covered everything.
of course, they were sponsoring the J-List booth, and they're like, "So for those who attended, you guys get these free things. Now we're all gonna in this room play rock paper scissors for more free things."
Okay.
It was intense. I came to like the finals of getting another one of these nice mouse pads.
Oh my
Dude,
god, I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah, it has boobs.
It was a deluxe edition of that, dude.
It has nipples.
Yeah, nipples.
I was about
It
to
was-
say,
Yeah, it had nipples.
right?
It was like $10 extra, so it's like $5 a nipple. I wasn't gonna pay that much.
Fuck.
But
$5 a nipple.
But I got up to those finals and like, dude, I had failed myself so hard. I was so disappointed.
God.
But anyway, so
I really
just-
want you to go to Holland now because I want to hear how you would haggle with a prostitute.
$5 a nipple.
Can I get €5 off if you don't take off your top?
let's see what we can keep on.
I don't need the nipples.
Let's see
Just
what we
pull
can,
up one. Just pull out one.
Actually,
I'll be good.
I just need your face.
I'll be
Let me
good.
just come into your face right
let's see what we can keep on so we can take off my price here.
Right.
But of course,
Anyway, your rock, paper, scissors.
so in me sulking in my loss right there, I decided to make it up to myself to go back to that booth and buy myself something nice.
Oh God.
So
Worst
this
case,
was
I would ask
this-
to see it, but I don't want to touch it.
I'm holding a game called Santa Kirana, The Spirits of Eternity Sword 2.
We're so sorry for that pronunciation.
I am sorry that I butchered the name, but this was developed by a company called
Fuck you.
Jest USA or
Make
whatever.
money.
Butchering the name again. But this was actually their most recent game that they put out so that they could basically save their company because they are literally like on the verge, tipping over of like bankruptcy or whatever. And so they're like, please, for the love of God, buy this game. Wow. And let me tell you, biggest waste of money ever.
Don't buy the game.
Biggest waste of money ever. It's not only is it they promised me it was a JRPG with a hentai theme. I didn't even get my hentai in, and I'm already 3 hours into clicking into visual novelness.
Wow.
I am disappointed in it.
And for all of you people who really hate your lives, there's a quote-unquote censored version on Steam.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
This version I'm holding right now, it was actually translated by a guy in Starbucks who sold me the game.
Wait, you bought it from a guy in Starbucks?
Yeah, he was like, I spent 3 months in Starbucks
dude.
translating this. I'm like, sold! Because we know how we can take those people at Starbucks seriously. I'm an important author because I'm typing at Starbucks.
I mean, I don't want to say anything, but you probably know a lot about taking people seriously.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that I've often seen people in Starbucks working on their laptops, and had I known that it was for this,
I would not have.
They were translating
I would never have talked to them in the first place.
They were translating hentai for people like me.
God. I'm sorry to know you.
I am just trash.
I am disgusted. I am disgusted by your mere existence.
At least he's not a weeaboo. At least he still thinks
Are you
he's
sure?
English.
Have you looked around the room?
He still thinks he's English.
Where's the subtitles?
Oh, fuck my life.
I'm going to put subtitles in this podcast. We don't need it, but, subtitles.
Yeah, for the Japanese
you know
people who
what you
want to
should
watch it in
absolutely
English.
do, and just be like, nothing racist, nothing sexist, just subtitles of, we're not saying anything bad, we're not saying anything bad, so at least the deaf people don't come after us.
Well, how would they know?
On the plus side,
Shit.
on the plus side,
Oh, great. Now
we
the
can make fun of
disabled.
the deaf, because now if we're going to be writing our own subtitles, we can say whatever we want about those motherfuckers. They can't hear shit.
Oh, God, no.
We're so horrible.
Deaf people are very nice people. They're not when they try to con you out of money, though, and they're not actually deaf. There was this one guy that I was talking to in D.C., and I went there recently, and he claimed that he was like this deaf homeless guy, and that was selling like sign language cards, like sign language alphabet cards, to like for his living. And first of all, that's like strike one. That's sketchy as fuck. Like, you're walking around a train station, you're like, I'm selling cards, you can give me however much you want. Like, you're not making your living off of that. He also had, like, kind of nice clothes on. Now, he did know sign language. I checked. And I also did try talking to him to see if he would, like turn his head to, like, see if he could actually hear. Which he was pretty good about. I still don't know if he was deaf or not. I gave him $1. I saw him the next day at a museum at one of the Smithsonian's, and he came up to me again, and I was like, dude, I already gave you money. Like, I'm on a budget here. I don't have money. My friends gave him money to make him go away. But, like, people like that really bother me. Not that he was deaf. The fact that I couldn't tell if he was homeless or not and didn't know if I was getting scammed.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That actually happened with me not too long ago, too. Like, outside of my place of work, I was like walking back from my lunch break or whatever, and of course this is right after I get paid cash for doing a side job, but street corner, by the way.
You mean the jobs that you get on street corners? I know exactly what kind of jobs you're giving out.
Like, the $5 for each nipple is actually one of his services.
And prostitution's on the list.
But at least we're calling you a prostitute. We're not just making general jokes about prostitutes.
No,
But
they need
anyway.
the money because their dad left them, okay?
But anyway, I come walking back and I see this guy sitting on the street corner, holding a sign. He's got a dog and everything. So, I'm trying to do a thing with, like, when I, do charitable things or whatever. I don't just give them, financial help, but I also try to, make them smile. As stupid as that sounds, it's like I handed the guy a $20 bill, and I told him, like, the most stale joke, but it always made people laugh too. I forgot what the joke was. But he just took the money. I was like, thank you. And that was it.
You're like, oh, okay, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I'm out $20.
I didn't even get a smile.
Yeah, I was really working for that smile.
I wanted
honestly.
a show for my $20.
Laugh at me, I'm funny.
You know
Take
what?
my money.
For everything I brought up, at least I'm not exploiting the homeless for smiles.
Yeah.
If I'm giving you $20, you better smile at me.
You piece of
You sound like the creepiest pervert.
It's
I'm gonna give you $20 and I want you to smile and fake it.
That's not
I
how.
also almost bought a pocket pussy.
That's how much. The
I just bought a game that was translated over 3 months and it was a terrible waste of money.
Actually, the pocket pussy was $20.
At that point, the homeless guy might give you your money back and be like, dude, your life is way worse than mine.
Dude, take the $20 back.
Put it towards therapy. Holy shit.
Oh my god. Dude, seriously, like $20 could have got me that pocket pussy there.
Oh my god, yeah.
And the game was like 45, so that was supposed
You know
to be
you're
like.
getting ripped off.
Yeah, dude, J-list, that was really bad. But
Wow.
anyway,
Back to E3.
Yeah,
the
back to
only
actual
thing.
video
I think the only
What
thing
were
we
we
haven't talked about is making fun of the Xbox One S, talking about the PS4 Neo, and then Nintendo coverage.
Oh my god, I can't help with any of these.
well, actually,
I didn't watch anything from I haven't seen anything from Microsoft.
Well, all you need to know
Neither.
is that they made their box smaller.
okay, so basically, a
Oh,
small,
so they released a slim version.
yeah.
yeah.
So to narrow down their conference, a new Forza, of course, and what there was crap. What else?
I don't fucking
It
know.
was Forza, new Xbox, and Halo Wars 2. Which I'm actually really surprised about because I thought the first one kind of failed in a way.
It wasn't bad actually. I enjoyed playing it. Like there was elements of the story that really kind of got talked about because it was easy for them to tell a story, especially when you have like the slow motions of a real-time strategy game, which is essentially kind of what it was. But it wasn't bad. It was just so out of their formula. But again, it wasn't a bad game. It was enjoyable. I really liked it. I
liked it
never
too.
beat it.
Yeah, neither
And
did
it's the only
yeah.
Halo game I don't think I've I mean, I beat 1, 2, 3, ODST, Reach, and 4, but that's it.
So you still got 5.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna play 5. No. Thank you.
Like when it like first came out way back when, I felt like I was just playing StarCraft honestly. So I just jumped back into StarCraft. Just
For which one?
Huh?
Excuse me. For which one?
For Halo Wars.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, I want to
Oh,
interrupt
StarCraft.
this
God, thank you.
conversation really quick. I'm looking at the list and it says Detroit. The
Oh.
fuck?
Oh, that Detroit Beyond or something human.
Yes, Beyond Human or whatever.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the city. I was like, what is that?
That was
have to do
also
with anything?
released.
That's where RoboCop happens.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It was revealed in E3 a couple days ago with Sony, and it's another decision game, basically, much like Tales from the Borderlands or Life is Strange.
Detroit Become Human.
Become human, and basically, you're playing as like the android, right? The robot android dude, RoboCop, basically.
That would make sense.
And it's supposed to be like a drama action kind of thing, and they're really pushing on the fact that every decision you make has a consequence, no matter what.
Okay, well, you know who it is? You know who's making the game?
Who?
It's Quantic Dream.
I haven't heard of them.
Don't know who that
But
is.
welcome to the scene, Quantum Dream.
Yeah, you have heard of them.
I have?
Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. They're the ones that did those. They're the much more story, in-depth kind of playable.
I've heard of Heavy Rain.
Oh.
Heavy Rain's where you're investigating the killer and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
And,
that was a really cool game. I watched someone play that.
I think it was one of the earlier PS3 titles. And then Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls, I think, might have been an interesting game because it was with Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe. And I would have liked to have played that.
Ellen Page is cool.
Yeah, Ellen Page is pretty cool. Actually, have you ever seen that movie Hard Candy?
No.
Oh shit, see that movie Hard Candy. That is a good movie. No, you want to talk about like
Is it on
that.
Netflix?
No. Oh, maybe it is.
I'll check it out.
Oh my god, it's so neat. You never expect to enjoy a movie about pedophilia so much.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Put that on the list.
Right? Yeah. No. I know. I'm making it sound really, really bad because that's.
Dude, we're getting double digits.
That is my job. I feel like that's my job in this group for the podcast. Is I gotta be ready to take this as dark as humanly
And then
possible.
I apologize for it.
You apologize for it,
and I make everyone feel better about
Carter
themselves.
actually pays attention to E3.
I'm here to insert what's supposed to be talked about here.
Speaking of which,
But-
you guys want to move on to Nintendo?
Oh yeah, Nintendo. So actually, I want to start off with Pokemon here.
Oh,
with
God, here
Sun
we
and
go.
Moon here, they revealed the location and everything. Stuff I don't care about. But
Wow.
I'm just not fascinated with it. I'm at the point where everyone else my age or whatever was at the point when Diamond and Pearl came out. Apparently.
Okay, so along the lines, I'm the same age as you, roughly,
Yeah.
and I am super hyped for this game.
Yeah, I'm just
because-
saying like more in general, like a general group that was.
Oh yeah,
kind of
there's
that,
like a
basically.
few. People.
Most of it was people our age, basically.
Yeah, it looks really solid. Like, Poplio looks derpy as fuck. Okay, whatever. And then there's a grass starter, the owl Rowlet he's got a bow tie. Fine. And then hashtag it's lit. That's the other fire starter. Whatever. It's fine.
Shabba lava ding dong, back to ya.
Oh God. It looks
I was
like
gonna start making Prodigy jokes.
oh God. It looks like a good game. The Alola region, yeah, like aloha, haha, fuck you, it's Hawaii, that's fine, whatever. It looks like a really good
That
game.
is the new state motto of Hawaii.
Aloha, whatever.
Aloha, fuck you, whatever.
But
There's a fucking Hawaiian roll.
E3 came out, or Nintendo came out in E3 with a couple new Pokemon. So there's like Pick-a-Peck, which is like this woodpecker Pokemon, and then there's this like Zangoose ripoff. It looks like Zangoose and Furret had sex, and then that's like a Pokemon that
Oh, is
came
that the
out
thing
of
that
it.
looks like Donald Trump?
Yes, without the hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude, Donald
yeah.
Trump's got a Pokemon.
And then there's
I-
like a grub,
I
like
wanna
stereotypical bug
What's
type
this thing
Pokemon.
called again?
Like, just look up Zangoose. Hold on, let me figure this out here.
But speaking of Hawaii, actually, I recently tried out this
Here,
Hawaiian restaurant.
Young Goose.
What the fuck? It is Trump Weasel.
It's
Yeah.
Trump. It's Trump
It's
Weasel. Trump
Treazel.
Weasel.
Trump
And
Weasel.
there's a new battle mechanic, battle royale. So there's 4v4
Trees a little
battles.
building.
Oh God, we have to build a wall and make Hawaii pay for it.
But speaking of Hawaii, I actually tried out one of
We
those.
gotta keep these diglets out of our country.
Fucking no one likes Diglets.
But I tried out this Hawaiian restaurant up the road over there for the first time, and
Oh, yeah?
of course, I don't know anything on the menu. All I know is like the cheeseburger or whatever.
Did you
so
get like pig testicles or something?
I have no idea.
Oh
but,
God.
Hey, those aren't bad.
But I'm like, yeah, I'd like to get a cheeseburger, and not to sound like racist or whatever, but
I'm sorry.
The lady was like, "Oh, what do I have? I want a cheeseburger. What question mark?"
Oh, you told me
I-
this.
Yeah,
you told me
and
this
I'm just
story.
like, well done. Fries, please. No drink.
Well done. You passed the test.
You did it.
No, I'm like, I want my burger well done.
Oh, I thought you were just you're like, yes. I thought you were being like, this is the biggest asshole.
Well,
Your
you can
impersonation
English.
of English is great. Maybe next time you'll add some real words in there.
But
You
she
made it
keeps,
cheeseburger.
but he keeps saying something and ending it with cheeseburger. And I look at my friend, and he starts laughing. He's like, "I'm sorry, I don't understand either." And then, of course, he leaves me with that mess.
Right?
So I'm
As
sitting
in
there.
your friend Will.
I pull out my card and I hand it to her. I'm like, cheeseburger, well done, just cheese, nothing else, cheese only, fries, no drink.
You just
pay."
said it twice because you weren't sure
Yeah.
she was
You went
listening.
to a Hawaiian restaurant and got a cheeseburger. Holy shit.
Dude,
man.
I'm the guy that goes to a Chinese buffet and gets the pizza.
Oh my god.
The
What is-
fuck? What kind of
What
Chinese
is
buffet are you
wrong
going
with
to?
you?
A lot of things.
Oh
now
my
that this
God.
podcast, from what we learned in this podcast
You were
alone.
like the exact opposite of me. Like, I will eat the most exotic. Like, I will go to a restaurant and be like, I don't recognize this. Bring it to me. Like, that's how I make decisions if I don't know.
The thing is that when it comes to Asian foods, I'm actually really scared to try out some new things because I'm actually allergic to a lot of soy products.
Okay, well that's fair enough.
Yeah, so
you could just die.
I'm still testing the waters with different types of sushis right now.
All right, fair enough. But I mean,
So-
you could eat pig testicles.
I mean, yeah.
I could not, too.
They taste like bacon, probably.
So roughly what they taste like, yes.
Um,
Like I said, I mean, I've gotten talked into going. There's been up the road. You know, the next town up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they had like a barbecue, but it was just like
North or
all
south?
north.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they had this big thing where it was like it was called like Hogs and Heat or something weird like that. Something.
Oh God.
Something slightly suggestive.
Going into that,
but
you
it was-
had to have known that it was like.
Oh
not
yeah.
gonna
Oh
end
no, I
well.
absolutely know what I was getting into because my friend invited me, and my friend's the one who always wants me to do the weird shit with him. I'm like, whatever.
There you go. You
So
always
they're
have that
like-
one friend.
So they're like, oh yeah, you get the ribs, you get this, and it was basically like you paid like $15, and you just walked around, and everyone was like cooking different parts of the pig. So it's like you get a pork chop here, you get bacon here, you get ribs here, and I'm like, this
Pig
is
testicles.
awesome. Then of course they have the testicle station, and I'm like, I gotta have one.
I gotta try it.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad. It was fairly forgettable, to be honest with you.
I think for me, if I didn't know what it was, I could eat it. But knowing that it was just a sweaty ball of a pig, like I would be like, yeah, I'm not putting that thing in my fucking
Sweaty
mouth.
balls. You're eating sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls.
All right, so we're basically hitting an hour and a half now.
Holy shit.
So,
I think Zelda should wait for another podcast.
yeah, it will.
Hey,
So,
and you know
Because
what'd
it's
be
such
nice?
a big game.
Is that I can also go back and check out some of these things when I have something to say.
yeah.
I can keep distracting it away from like Hitler and 9/11 and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. I can actually
Okay.
stay on topic.
Just look at some conspiracies and bring it in here.
I think we should make
I was
this
just watching a
all
video
Zelda
earlier
themed
tonight.
one.
So, anyway, to wrap this up now, this has basically kind of been a video game podcast, but also a BS one too, which is actually really cool.
I guess you could
This-
say it's been a podcast.
It's been a podcast.
You've gotten to know our personalities. You know which ones you hate now.
Probably me.
Clearly me.
Wow. We're
But
trash.
yeah.
So,
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
So, thanks for tuning in and everything. We'll be probably, be getting ready to record another one and post it up, either weekly or bi-weekly, depending on when we're available all together. It's just always going to be three of us here, so that way we have mixed personalities in here.
Basically, you're saying what our preferences might be by.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
much.
or trans weekly. All right, we've made a joke about everybody.
There
We're good. We're
Everyone's
safe.
covered.
We're sorry.
The schedule's very fluid right
We
now.
even made fun of ourselves. So, well, mainly me. But
Mainly you.
mainly
And
me.
your horrible, disgusting thing that you should have never shared in public.
Yeah.
I think
well,
the next podcast should be a new person should bring a disgusting story.
I think the next podcast should be a trial for Carter.
All right.
Can we get the hang on the phone?
Oh god.
All right. So, thanks again for tuning in, and that's pretty much it. So, wasabi out.